Hello, welcome to the channel, another episode of The Woo. Today I'm bringing you a review of the New Balance 1080 V11. So the 1080V is what New Balance really consider as their sort of high mileage, mile crushing, soft plush, sort of king of the cushion as you would. For my rotation, that would be daily, easy running, and maybe the long runs where you want to just be cushioned all the way through and not have to worry about feeling discomfort as the mileage gets higher and higher. So I got this for £135. And in my UK size 7, it is about 242 grams, and that's about 8.5 ounces, the conversion. So it's not the lightest shoe, and it's certainly not the heaviest shoe for this sort of cushioned, high mileage shoe. I would say sits in the middle of the sort of weight category for me. It's New Balance's Fresh Foam X. That's their formula for their EVA foam. So first time I've ever tried Fresh Foam. The upper is a mesh sock-like material. It's not normally what I go for with running shoes, but actually New Balance seemed to do them quite well, because I had the New Balance Rebels, which also was a quite tight fitting, sleek sock-like upper, and it was actually really comfortable. So the heel to toe drop off is 8mm, very similar to the shoes I already have, so nothing crazy there. So this is the first fit feel, where I kind of just tell you exactly what it felt like when I first put them on, when I first got them. Just looking at it, you can already tell it's high quality, feels nice on your hand, feels nice on your foot when you go in. I think when you get a shoe and it feels premium straight away, you start to think, you know, it's going to be quite a nice, comfortable fit. So yeah, walking around, very, very comfortable, fit true to size. The only little issue I had was actually the heel. Has like a plastic piece that's really hard, actually, really stiff, and then half of the heel is super flexible. So it's like the bottom half, as your heel pushes against it, you just feel like this hard piece, and then it's a little bit awkward when you just wearing it the first time. So I wondered if that would be a problem when I was running. One thing I did feel straight away was that it wasn't as bouncy as I would have thought from looking at the foam and actually digging my fingers into the side. So the first pro is the upper of the shoe. I mentioned before in the first fit feel, it felt premium, it looked premium, and it definitely is on the run. It kept my foot really nicely snug. I didn't have any trouble with it, with stability at all. Normally you can get a little bit of unstableness when you have these sort of sock-like meshes. For me personally, that's why I've always sort of avoided them. But this one has a nice little amount of flex in it, and it just feels like it hugs really securely, and yeah, very comfortable. The issue with the heel that I had with the first fit feel that I mentioned about the hard plastic piece at the back, it did feel a little bit awkward in the first few runs, but after a good amount of mileage on them, it sort of hugs, but then it molds to your sort of foot and it gets even more comfortable. So after that good amount of mileage at the first few runs, no problems with the heel. Everything was locked down nicely. There is very good breathability in this shoe as well. I felt it was not taking on a lot of moisture through the long heavy runs and things like that. Yeah, had no issues with this upper at all. Very, very, very nice. Another pro of this shoe is the grip. As I mentioned in the previous one, the stability I had in the shoe was really good, but the grip is probably the best grip I've had in any shoe I've owned, actually. I just felt the grip performed really well. I took this on different terrains in different weather conditions, actually. I felt really connected to the ground. I felt like I could take corners. The mesh of the upper and the sole just combined really well together to give me that sort of safe feeling. So this one, no issues, really good. So another pro of this is the build quality and the durability prediction. Obviously I've only done 90 kilometers, so I can't give you a definite answer to say if it lasted the test of, you know, high mileage, but from what I've known about the 1080 V10, the one before this, the midsole and the outsole hasn't changed, and that one was notoriously known for, you know, having great durability. So if that is true, which I feel it will be with this, because I feel that the build quality of the actual whole shoe, the premiumness, the feel, I think it will stand the test of time, and it will eat those sort of miles. So the pros are out the way, let's move on to the cons. Now, there is only one con with this shoe, and unfortunately it's the biggest one that's going to determine the conclusion of this shoe. So the con with this shoe is, I think, is the midsole. I think the Fresh Foam X isn't what I thought it was going to be. I thought this would be the, you know, super plush, luxurious ride that you would get on a long run and not have to worry about anything, with the ability to put some higher speed sections in those runs. I've tested these on so many runs and different types, but I could never get really excited with the feeling of running in these. I felt the foam was actually quite dense, heavy, and a bit dull. I just thought it was never fun to run in. It was almost like it wasn't terrible, but it wasn't fun, it wasn't great, it was just right in the middle, a little bit like a grey zone, which, you know, I felt it a little bit dead, harder than I thought it would have been. Over the mileage, it's actually quite firm. It's like a firm ride after a while. I just couldn't get the feeling that other people may have got from this, and, you know, what I've heard about it, you know, being this sort of king of cushion and the mile crusher and luxurious plush feeling and bounciness. You know, it's in New Balance's advertising, the pictures, the videos. For me, none of that what they were promoting. I didn't get any of that. Just let down, I think, from my own high expectations of what I thought it would be. It's an okay midsole. It's not terrible, it's not great. I actually ran I think a 21-kilometer distance run with these, and after about 18k I got to some pains in my right foot on the outer and in the midfoot area. After it, I just felt it being really dense, and I just think it was very comfortable after that distance, so I wouldn't really want to take it on any more longer runs than that, especially when I ran some tempo pace in it. I didn't really feel I was getting really much back from the shoe. I thought I was doing most of the work, and I don't think there was anything being really put back into my you know, my stride. It didn't feel enjoyable. Not for me really, in that sort of sense. So yeah, this will be kept as a shorter run, that easy mileage daily sort of trainer, and I'll run it down and definitely use it. Like I said, it's not a bad shoe, it's not a great shoe, it's just a okay, you know, slash good shoe. So yeah, so if you've liked this episode, and I always appreciate the shares, the likes, and even comment if you disagree or agree. I don't mind at all, either way. Everyone's different. This was my take on my experience with the New Balance 1080 V11. You might have a completely different one. That is absolutely fine. I'm happy to hear what anyone else thinks about their experience in the shoes that I run in. So yeah, please subscribe, like, share, and I'll see you next time on The Woo.